Happy Tuesday, folks. All right, so I know the image that you guys see is the one that I had up yesterday, and it says Albert's airport analogy. But yesterday I also brought up that I've got a insurance claim, car insurance claim analogy that I use all the time too to make things make better sense. So I figured I'd just go ahead and when I mention something, I want to make sure I quickly follow that up. That way it's easy for you guys to reference and that sort of thing. So um, like I was saying yesterday, guys, I appreciate people out there putting out content that is helpful and enlightening. The only obvious next question is, well, then what? Who can help? And um, that's why I use the line from Jesus. I mean, I'm going to lean on him every time I can. Lean on the creator rather than the created here. But Jesus says that wisdom is knowledge plus action, and obviously some other things like teamwork and so on. So if teamwork is good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for us, right? So it takes a team to do this stuff. And there's a lot of good folks putting out good content, but then they can start. What's good about that is it starts bringing people to an awareness phase, which is great. But then I'm watching comments out there going, "Hey, thanks for putting this stuff out there. Who do I talk to about this? Or what can you? We want to buy something from you. We want to buy your book. We want to buy your coaching stuff. We want to be in the room with you. How do we get? Who's the guy or who's the gal who does that stuff?" And unfortunately, too many times I'm seeing, who do we lean on? What next? And that's why I'm here. So, Maria, thanks for putting out stuff. Like I said, I'll always put Grace out there first. Thanks for putting stuff out there, Maria, and others. But I'm just briefing off of some stuff that Maria put out there, and as you'll see from my video yesterday. So, like I said, in order to make this make sense to you guys, VA claim stuff is, or the money that you've earned through your service. It's easier just sometimes to slow down. And yesterday I was talking about my airport analogy, and I didn't even get too deep into the airport analogy, that there are different checkpoints, and post 9/11. I don't say the word, that kills me every time I hear myself say that, because you don't know. You're aware that there's, that there's a post 9/11 airport stuff process that we go through, and I call them checkpoints, and there's trap doors and all this other kind of language that I use. And especially when it's time for you and your family to participate in the claim process, I want to slow it down and make it make as much sense to you as possible, because bottom line is everything has, as we call in the military, right, an SOP, standard operating procedure. There's a process to it, and especially when it's the daggum government, it's going to be written at the 8th grade reading level. And that's why folks like myself, we use terms like feed the VA. Don't try to fight the VA. So feeding the VA just means follow the book, follow the instructions, and follow what the VA is asking you. Because I tell you, every time I'm out there doing something, just being present with people, like at a restaurant or something, if I hand a card to a Vietnam guy, my kids and I will hand out cards to anybody who's got a hat on that says veteran. And a lot of times the civilian wife will come up and they'll start talking to me, and they start talking about everything else that honestly doesn't matter as far as winning money. Okay. And when I say winning money, claim, guys, means one thing. Claim means money. That's it. Claim, one thing, means money. Okay. When you start talking about other stuff, you're now talking about healthcare. So when you say, or when your wife says things like, well, he fell and he served from here to here and he breathed this stuff in, and he has this, he's on these pills and stuff like that, and he is hurting. And when you hear all that language, have ears to hear and eyes to see. That's healthcare. And bless you, I'm going to stop you every time and go, okay, what you're talking about is healthcare. Claim means money. So let me slow it down to the car analogy, and I'll make an image on that when I can. But we've all been through the process of having a car insurance claim. So the analogy I always use with my clients, and I have for years, is, so say a storm hits hailstorm hits your entire neighborhood. Everybody in your neighborhood's got hit by this thing. and it's not a bad one. It's like golf ball size or whatever, smaller. So it dents and dings your car, not disabling it. The glass is still fine. All the electronics work. All the turn signals and all that kind of stuff work. And you, mostly men, you wake up and you go, ah, crap. I left the car outside, or like the hailstorm hit our neighborhood, that kind of thing. Maybe you didn't know it was coming. But all your entire neighborhood was hit by it. Okay. So everybody out there now knows, morning of, that their cars have been hit by this hailstorm, or their neighborhood's been hit by this hailstorm. So what's going to happen? Their weather people verify it. The other car insurances and stuff like that verify it. Your neighbors verify it. So there's a lot of evidence, right? Everybody, I like to use positive words. Everybody believes that the hailstorm hit your car. Nobody thinks that it didn't, kind of a thing, but there's evidence. So we as men, we usually walk around out there with our coffee or whatever morning beverage in our hand and go, ah, crap. And you do a walk around, and yeah, you're dented and dinged. And so you walk inside and say, oh, Mrs. Household 6, I goofed up. I didn't put the car in the garage, or yeah, we got hit too. And so we got to call the insurance people. Of course, it usually turns into one person doing that. So it's like, okay, maybe the missus calls or something. Maybe you call and you're like, hey, come out here and let's do a walk around together. So the insurance company comes out, and just like you expect, you guys are doing a walk around. Let me get a pencil over here. You guys do the walk around together, and you've already, it's already dented. And so your guys are doing his little thing, and you're seeing him from maybe a couple steps off. Man, we give him a little bit of space, but room enough to where we can hopefully hear him thinking out loud and, kind of nodding and gesturing and that kind of thing. And he finishes his walk around. He comes up to you in your front yard or wherever that's comfortable to you guys, and not sitting out in the hot sun or humidity or whatnot. And he's like, yeah, here's what you expect to hear from him. Yep. Just like you said, Mr. Homeowner and car owner. Yep. You guys got hit by a very well-known storm last night. And yep. All of us agents are out there doing these walk-arounds and so on. And yep, you got some dents and dings all over the place, and we're going to replace that as quickly as possible with more or better, equal or greater value to that vehicle. So it's not disabled. Yes, it's drivable, but with today's vehicles, it's at that level of money and or better. That's what you want to hear. All right. That's a great claim process. And they end up giving you the money and that kind of thing, right? For the vehicle replacement. Well, what if your insurance guy walks up to you and says the exact same opening of, yep, we all know about it. Obviously, this entire neighborhood got hit. Look, there's a bunch of other people over there. They're agents. They're walking around with their people as well. Well, here's what we're going to do. Now, here's where the VA changes, right? Here's where the VA is like this. The VA rater guy, insurance guy, would say, yep, I agree. You're dented and dinged all over, but we're going to focus on this hood right now. And in about 5 years, we're going to take a look at that trunk. And in about 5 years after that, we're going to take a look at that left front fender. And about 5 more years after that, we're going to look at that other front fender. And then 5 years after that, we're going to look at that rear fender. And then 5 years after that, we're going to look at the other rear fender. You see what I'm saying? So if your insurance company was saying that about your car, you would be so, if that was their plan, the decades long plan of just vague, and just unfortunately stupid. I don't like to use that word, but it is stupid. I got to call the shots where it is, right? Pastor said that be brave enough, bold enough to take the shots, to call the shots. And I heard that yesterday. I was like, I know exactly what that means. That I don't like to use the word stupid, but like the VA or the Proverbs really does put things into either wisdom or foolish. So, okay, today's words, that's effing stupid. All right. So why do we, like, if your car insurance person came up to you and said that to you and said, hey, we're going to do this in a decades long process, you would fire them immediately. And if you don't, you're the fool. So bring it back over to the VA stuff. Why are you guys out there allowing yourself to go through decades long process, blindfolded, completely shot out of a cannon every single time? You have no idea what they're doing. You have no idea of standards. that kind of thing. And guys, I know a lot of you guys, especially my clients, you guys are daggum geniuses. And you say all the time stuff like, well, Albert, I'm such a sponge and I'm a pilot at this and I'm an academy grad and I want to go, I want to be the expert and I help my wife get to 100%. And I mean, all that stuff may be great. But again, guys, if you don't know what you're doing, why would you do it? Okay. I know about water. I know that I like to have lights on. Does that make me an electrician? No. Does it make me a plumber? No. So if I see something that's icky, and I live in a rental home, so if I see something that's icky and it's in a shower in a place that it's not supposed to be, am I going to start tearing the wall out just because I'm man enough to know that something's back there? Am I going to try to do that? No. So I'm going to call the people and go, hey man, there's some ickiness coming out of this wall, and I know that it's going to get worse. So come take a look and see what you think. And I want to hear the appropriate process, speed of right on that sucker to be repaired and renewed and better than it was before. That's the standard I have. Okay. And I hope you have that for yourself. That's my prayer for you, is that you have that hope for yourself. And again, you have to do something about it. There's 3 levels to this process, guys. Number one is that God is already providing fulfillment to you. Number 2, or promised it to you. Number 2, that you've already served. You've already served. You may be serving right now, but you've already earned something. Okay, so whether you served months, years, or decades, that doesn't really matter. There's something out there that you've earned. And number 3, so now it's harvest time, and that means that we're supposed to work together. And that's why I say get on my calendar. Go to my calendar. Go to my website. That's where my calendar is, guys. Go to my website. Jump on my calendar through my website. LinkedIn, folks, you can find it from different places on LinkedIn, but it's going to only take you to my calendar anyway, my website anyway. So yes, I can help you. Yes, I can help you. I can help walk this with you. I can't do it for you, just like your insurance agent, stuff like that. Like there's things that people can't do. I'm not your lawyer, but I have lawyers that represent my clients, VA accredited veterans rights attorneys out of Florida that we met through special operations events. So guys, I hope that helps, because I know you guys are out there overthinking and underthinking. You do it all the time. And I'm making it simple as I can for you. And I hope you're not thinking I'm trying to talk down to you, because it's not. I'm just trying to enlighten you and go, okay, wow, it is frustrating, but it's going to be made that simple. It's checkpoints like at the airport. Yes, got it. Post 9/11, we all know what that's like. Okay, it's like the insurance claim process for a car getting hit with a hailstorm that everybody knows about, that kind of thing. So, all right, guys, I know this has been helpful to you, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless. Everybody get on my calendar. Share this with your buddies. Make sure out there, tell everybody about this. I'll talk to you soon. God bless, guys. Take care.